The Mariners sweep the Astros in the biggest series ever. Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Edwards. Welcome to Mariners Daily, the podcast for the thinking Mariners fan. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. Episode 5. We're on to episode 5, baby. The Mariners freaking sweep the Astros, bro. I am in total shock. I thought taking 2 out of 3 was best case scenario, but my gosh, was I doubting this team. They are amazing. They get it done in every way possible. Homers, small ball, everything. I'm going to do a full weekend recap of all 3 games, which were just so much fun to watch. I'm going to get into a little bit of an X factor for this season so far and what makes this team different from last year. And then we're going to cover the best trade deadline edition. One of the best. It's not the best, but one of the best. And then finally, I'm going to check in on the wild card, see how the other teams are doing, because we don't have to worry about that right now. We're freaking leading this division by 3 games. Let's freaking go, baby. All right, baby. Weekend recap. Let's get into it. Game 1 on Friday night. I was locked in from the jump. They won this game 4-0. J-Rod starts off the first with an amazing pull homer. Oh my gosh. Low and inside pitch. I don't know how he got to it. Absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, so sick. And then Gino Suarez hits a bomb to the train tracks later in the game, which was fantastic. Robles hits a homer in the 7th. Naylor hits a homer in the 8th just for a little security. Brian Wu pitched fantastic. He is day to day right now. We're still kind of holding our breath on what is happening with Wu, but hopefully he's able to come back because he is so unbelievably important for this Mariners team. Honestly, you know, looking at this Mariners team, I think they're going to go as far as their pitching will take them, as far as their starting pitching will take them. And in the past, that would have had me, extremely relaxed because their pitching has obviously been their thing, but it has been a struggle, um, on and off throughout this season. But this past weekend, it was on, baby. Brian Wu, especially 5 innings pitched, only 1 hit, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts given up. Bazardo comes in for 2 shutout innings, 2 strikeouts. Matt Brash comes in for an inning, and then Munoz closed it out for an inning as well. To close it out. Hunter Brown pitched fairly well himself. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts for Hunter Brown. But the Mariners got it done. 2 homers against him, and they just kept pushing versus this bullpen, and they just shut down the Astros. It was absolutely fantastic. Flawless game for the Mariners. Love to see it. They just played absolutely flawless baseball, and I felt so good going into the weekend, going into Saturday and Sunday after this game. It was great. It was absolutely fantastic. Let's get into game 2 because game 2 was insane. They won this game 6-4. Absolutely insane. Suarez starts it off with a just a beautiful double to center field to score the first run on a changeup from Framber Valdez. Just beautiful changeup, throws it right on the corner, and Gino just stays on it. And you just don't see that very often. He does strike out a decent amount, Gino, but the homers have been coming and the power's here, and he's doing a lot better now. August was a little rough for him. And the strikeouts are still high. The power is here, and I love to see it. Cal Raleigh as well passes Ken Griffey Jr. for the most home runs in a single season by a Seattle Mariner with 57 at the time. Now he's at 58 because he homered in game 3 as well. Cal Raleigh, what can be said about Cal that hasn't already been said? He's amazing. He's epic. He's awesome. He's historic. It's an amazing season he is having, while catching and doing a great job behind the dish. It's just so great to watch. He's such a pure hitter, and the power is just absolutely amazing. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. So he homers versus Framber. They get Framber out of the game pretty quick in the 5th inning. Um, he went 4 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, given up 5 earned runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Kirby on the other end pitched fantastic. 6 shutout innings, 5 hits, given up 7 strikeouts. Vargas came in and he makes this game close, man. Vargas is a little scary right now. He pitched an inning, 3 hits, gave up the grand slam to Jeremy Pena, which was a great pull grand slam for him to tie the game up here. Or not the tie, sorry, not tie the game up, but to make it a game. To make it a 4-6 game at the time. Munoz comes in for the 9th. He walks first guy. We get 2 men on base. And here comes Correa with a little blooper out into right center field. Cameras following Julio all the way, and out of nowhere, Victor Robles comes diving in like freaking Superman, full stretch, catches it, throws to second base to double off Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers? Jake Myers? Is it Jake? It's Jake Myers. Jake Myers. Holy crap. I'm losing it, guys. But yeah, just an amazing play. My jaw was on the floor. Absolutely insane. One of the biggest catches for the Mariners season. Just absolutely incredible. And what a way to end the second game. Absolutely incredible. The Mariners win that one 6-4. It was so sick, dude. I love it. Oh man. Yeah. This team just feels different. And I'm gonna cover it a little bit later, but like this team, man, this team is crazy. They just know how to get it done. Game three, they won this one 7-3. They scored 7 runs in the second inning off Jason Alexander. Naylor started that inning off with a little bunt base hit the other way. Naylor's just been up. We'll get there. JP Crawford, the guy who I said was going to be the X factor for this team. Now he wasn't, so I'm not like, listen, I'm not trying to take credit for anything. He wasn't the X factor for the Mariners. The Mariners are a complete team, and they don't need one player to turn up. Um, they are just a full team that relies on everyone. But JP Crawford comes up and hits a beautiful grand slam off Alexander to put this game out of reach officially. Cal Raleigh hits a homer for his 58th homer, all in the 7-run second inning. The Mariners didn't score for the rest of the game, so I will say hats off to the Astros bullpen to keep them in check. But the Astros were not able to do enough on the offensive side, only scoring 3 runs. Gilbert pitched fairly well, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits given up, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Did very well. Limited the limited the damage. I mean, throughout he was getting some guys on. Altuve starts off an inning with a hit to left field, steals second base, and then just kind of gets stranded there. Yeah, he just pitched fantastic. Alexander had a rough start, inning and a third, 7 hits, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. They did bring in AJ Bluebow. I don't know how you say his last name. It's Blubaugh. I don't know how you say that. What do you Bluebow? Bluebow? Bluebow. Either way, he pitched his 3 shutout innings in bullpen relief for the Astros that they desperately needed. So I will say hats off to AJ. I had never heard of him, clearly, and I don't know how to say his last name. So I should have looked that up. But either way, fantastic weekend. I loved it. I loved every second of it. It lived up to everything that I wanted it to. The late inning heroics, and the Mariners are they are getting it done in every way you want them to. They are. Let's get into it real quick. Next topic, speed/power. I should have wrote something else for that, but either way, speed/power works, I guess. Either way, the biggest difference with this team, it they are able to score runs any way they need to. Game 1, homers. They had 4 homers in the game, just over and all solo shots, but just getting it done, powering through. Now, obviously, Kyle Raleigh is a huge difference maker. That is one of the biggest differences with this team. He is having an otherworldly season, historic season. But for the rest of the team, they are picking up where they were slacking last year. Speed and power department. They are third overall in home runs with 230 home runs. Last year they had 184 total. This year they have 153 stolen bases, which is 4th overall. They had a decent amount of stolen bases last year, but rank wise, they were much lower. They were like 8th or 9th in stolen bases last year. Runs created plus 112 runs created plus as a team for them this year, and it was a 104 last year. They're doing fantastic. The A percentage is another key one. They've got a 23 strikeout percentage this year. Last year it was 26.8%, which was tied for the lead with the Colorado Rockies. Hard to get by, man. Listen, 23 is still it's not a low K percentage whatsoever, but to drop a good 3.8%, that's fantastic. And that is so huge for this team, especially if they're going to make a run in the playoffs. And honestly, this series has me believing the most. They are they have the ice in their veins for the big moments. They've got the bullpen pieces. Bizardo looked fantastic. Munoz looked fantastic. They were just absolutely on. Robles is just that perfect role player, who's just coming through when you need him to. He hit a homer in the first game, makes the diving catch in the second game, just doing exactly what you need to. The number 9 hitter and JP Crawford. I mean, the fact that I can have the confidence in JP Crawford to be the X factor going into a huge series with the Astros says something about this team. And he comes through with a grand slam. Like he wasn't the X factor for the weekend, but my gosh, they're getting it done. He can get it done for you. And this team is just so complete. And the fact that they can homer on you, but then they can also steal those bags. Josh Naylor is stealing like we'll get there. Sorry, I keep wanting to talk about Naylor. Um, Give me a moment. But the speed and the power is they can take the extra base. They can finagle some runs, get it done any way possible, and they're doing it, man. And their starting pitching more than kept them in the game. They absolutely did fantastic. The bullpen was a little shaky, gave up a couple runs in that third game, but my gosh, this is the freaking Houston Astros. You came into the series tied. You're tied for first place. And I'm picking it apart in some way. My gosh, I need to relax. It's hard to relax with a series this big and a sweep this big. It was so fun to watch. I love it. What was your favorite moment? If it wasn't the Robles homer, what was sorry for Robles homer, the Robles catch? Let's take that out because that's everybody's favorite moment. What was your favorite moment from the weekend? That's what I would love to see in the comments. What was your favorite moment of this weekend? Um, Something about Gino's double to center field over Myers's head. I think Myers was playing center. I can't remember if he was playing center that day. Something about that was just so pure and just so great to see it on a changeup from Framber Valdez. Like Framber just has a really good changeup, and I just felt like he was gonna steady diet of those and like curveballs to Suarez. And Suarez was just on, man. He was just on it, hit it right on the nose, like just absolutely fantastic. So that was a fantastic moment. I don't know. There was a lot of cool moments, a lot of stolen bases versus Framber as well. Julio had one, Naylor had one. Yeah. All right, let's get into Naylor, baby. Because I keep talking about him. He keeps coming up. I can't not. Is he the best trade deadline addition ever? Is he? I No, he's not. But it's he's not the best addition. He's not the best trade deadline. Not even this trade deadline. Let's calm down a little bit. The freaking Phillies got Johan Duran and Harrison Bader, who are both doing just absolutely amazing for them. Just fantastic additions. Mason Miller has been amazing for the Padres. Um, as well as Ramon Laureano has been fantastic for the Padres. Um, yeah, there's a lot of great additions that happened at the trade deadline this year. But I will say Josh Naylor and Suarez are doing their part, and it's just fantastic to watch. Naylor especially. Um, 192 plate appearances for him with the Mariners so far, 9 home runs, 17 stolen bases. Freaking ridiculous, bro. Walking only 5.7% of the time, but only striking out 17% of the time. Fantastic. A 192 isolated power, so you know he's hitting for power. He's hitting 282, 326, 475. Good for a 128 runs created plus and 1.4 F4 with the Mariners so far this season. Absolutely fantastic. Definitely one of the best hitter additions of the trade deadline. And, just like the bunt the other way to get that second inning going on yesterday, on Sunday, um, was just so pure. Listen, I do get a little tired, especially with like the ESPN broadcast. They just love small ball a little too much, I think. And I think it's just more because they don't like statistics. And they don't like the sabermetrics that are slowly, you know, infecting the game, as that they would say. Obviously, I love the sabermetrics. Obviously, I'm talking. covering everything on Fangraphs, Baseball Savant, covering as much as I can. But they just always just like, I don't know. They hate the sabermetrics, I think. That's the vibe I get. So I appreciate the bunt though. The bunt is just fantastic. It just means that he can get it done, and there's a little bit of a shift on. Obviously, not the shift, but Correa is fully off third base, and it's just a beautiful moment where Naylor, if he just hits it just hard enough to the third baseman, he's golden, and he was golden, and it got a huge inning going, and yeah, I just love to see it. Naylor's just looked absolutely fantastic. He's hitting the ball on the screws, and it's been great to see. Been absolutely great to see. I love it. What a great addition. Suarez has been good. He's not been amazing or anything. It's only a 94 runs created plus total for him. 11 home runs over 192 plate appearances. But playing full time, the power's still there. He's just not making enough contact right now. He's only hitting 191 right now with the Mariners, which is a little rough. But he's still been positive in the WAR department, in the overall value department, which is great to see. And yeah, I think Suarez is still a very good addition. Still very good. Moving on, final topic here. Let's cover the wild card because listen, I mean, it's still possible. We could still fall out of the we could still fall out of first. I listen, I know we're high. We're riding the high right now of this amazing series, but let's take a breath. Remember where we were. Remember our confidence level. Um yeah, my confidence level is like through the freaking roof right now. Wild card check in. Astros have 3 games versus the A's starting tomorrow, and then they've got a 3-game series versus the Angels. The Guardians, who might take over first place. They are 1 game out. They are tied with the Astros right now for that final spot. Absolutely insane to watch. The Guardians might have their sights on the division because tomorrow they start a 3-game series versus the Tigers, the team who's leading them in their division. The Tigers have lost five straight, and the Guardians have won 9 of their last 10 games. I don't know how the Guardians are doing it. They have one of the worst runs created plus uh since August 1st, and also one of the best records. That's freaking baseball if I've ever seen it. That's freaking ridiculous, dude. Yeah, so they've got 3 games versus the Tigers and then 3 games versus the Rangers. This is the Guardians. So, listen, that's a huge series. I love baseball, so listen, I'll be checking in on Guardians versus Tigers because I want to see what happens. But wouldn't it be crazy if the Astros just lose out of a playoff spot? Period, because that is could very much be a reality. There's a lot of teams that could fall out of the playoffs real quick over these last 6 games. Mariners are obviously off tonight, and then we go back home to play the Rockies and the Dodgers, which is it's just going to be great to be back in Seattle and watch the stadium going and everybody's just high off this weekend. I love it. Let's go out, sweep the Rockies and do well enough versus the Dodgers and just post into this playoffs and just feel good about winning this division because the Mariners deserve it, man. They really deserve it. I swear it feels like every year that I'm really buying in on what the Mariners are selling me, and every year it feels like they don't do enough at the trade deadline. They don't make the hitting additions that they needed, and yeah. And this year, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was a little worried about the rotation because it just wasn't as shut down as we all expected it to be. But everything's lining up right now. And you got to feel good. You got to feel good. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this podcast, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you back tomorrow. Make sure you leave a comment and tell me what your favorite moment of the weekend was. There's a lot of moments to choose from. Give me your favorite moment. All right, guys. Have a good one.